Hi, I'm Tim Raines. I'm a director in trustworthy computing at Microsoft. This week I'm at the Cloud Security Alliance Congress in Orlando, Florida, with a whole bunch of cloud providers and partners and folks that want to learn about the potential of the cloud and cloud computing. With me, I'm joined by Mark Estberg, Senior Director in Global Foundation Services at Microsoft, the organization that essentially manages the infrastructure that millions of cloud service customers rely on at Microsoft. And so, Mark, thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure, Tim. Thanks for having me.
One of the topics I've heard probably most often at this Congress has been transparency and the need for transparency. So, what are they talking about, Mark? What kind of transparency are they looking for?
Yeah, that's a great question. I hear that a lot when I talk to customers and other cloud providers. And when I have the conversation about transparency, it's really about trust. People who are going to use a cloud service really want to know if they can trust the cloud service, if they can trust that cloud provider to host their data in a responsible way. They want to know that they can trust that cloud provider to host their services in a responsible way. And for me, when I think about that, it's really around security, privacy, and reliability of that data. And the way that I'd like to have the conversation around trust or transparency is about being very open about what we do, in terms of what we call a control framework, and also being really open about what the cloud consumer needs to do. There's a partnership that has to happen, so the cloud consumer, whether it's a business or an individual, still has some accountability as well as a service provider. And so having a clear framework, having a clear understanding about reliability, and having a clear way to describe how those services are performing is really important when you talk about trust or transparency. One of the challenges about the cloud is people want to reinvent it and think about it as something brand new, but there's some great standards in the environment. The Cloud Security Alliance has made a great start on a set of accountabilities or a framework. At Microsoft, we've built on that framework on the ISO 27001 standard, as well as the Cloud Security Alliance framework, to make sure that we can document, clearly communicate what we do, and again, in those agreements, communicate what the cloud consumer must do.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today.
You're welcome, Tim. Thanks for having me.